everyone, my name is Johanna Edepil and I'm the CMO at XMReality, and with me today I have Jörgen Romelg, our CEO.
Good morning everyone.
And we are here to comment on the Q1 report 2022 for XMReality. So let's start at the top. And Jörgen, we had an order book increase of 10%, but however the net sales decreased with 16%. What are your general reflections on the result?
Well, operationally it's a good quarter. We have good progress on the product development side. We have also released, as you're well aware of, two new online products, Professional and Professional Plus, and we're also supporting the customers in a good way. But of course, financially, this is a poor quarter on our part, mainly because we are lacking new orders or order intake, top-line order intake.
Very true. But one of the numbers which actually improved was the gross margin that increased from 90% to 94%. Why is that?
That's correct. And well, we're selling less hardware. It seems to be a trend, so less smart glasses this quarter, and of course the margin on smart glasses is less than on software, or in general the margin on hardware is much less than on software. So selling less smart glasses and more licenses is actually improving the gross margin for us.
So this is actually something that can fluctuate depending on how sales go moving forward.
Correct. Ideally, we don't want to sell any hardware at all, but some customers request to have smart glasses from us, and then we sell them to them. So I think it's we will see where we end up over long term, but at least for this quarter, it was more software licenses than hardware sold.
And for those of you investors who have already looked at the financial report, you will note that there is a difference actually on how we do the reporting, that this quarter is the first quarter that we report on a group level for XMReality as opposed to the AB level, which we have reported on earlier. Why have we done this change, and what do the investors need to pay some extra heed to?
Yeah, so what we're doing here is that we're pushing more on the US. We're expanding in the US. We're investing in the US. We're adding headcount and sales capabilities primarily. And this also means now that we will allow US customers to sign their contracts directly with our Inc. in the US, which means that we have a different governance with our US daughter. So we are having intercompany agreements, we have different service agreements, and as such, having this as a profit and loss unit means that we will have to handle the Inc. differently and change our financial reporting consequently. So we report at group level going forward from the first quarter of 2022.
And if we instead look at our customer base, in the Q4 reporting, we mentioned that we had a lot of positive discussions ongoing with larger accounts such as Danone, Heineken, ABB, AB InBev. However, so far into Q1, we haven't seen these accounts scaling up. What do you think is the reason behind that?
Well, first of all, discussions are still ongoing and discussions are still good. Nothing have changed in the reporting we did in Q4, although closure haven't happened. Typically our sales cycle is in between 1 to 3 quarters. So if it is due to the pandemic tapering off, or if it is a hesitation resulting from the Ukraine/Russia crisis, I can't tell. But again, discussions still ongoing. The Salesforce integration, the integration that we've done with Outlook, or will do with Outlook, and also Teams integration is really helping us here, increasing the stickiness with these existing customers. So again, still positive discussions and no change here.
And speaking about the integrations and the product, we've done a big product change during Q1, and namely that we introduced a new backend. What are the next step with the product moving forward?
The new backend is a big one for us and will actually enable a lot of things. The new backend will allow us to schedule point-to-point calls. It will also allow us to schedule group calls or conferences. We will have an unlimited number of participants in those group calls, although we will limit that to maybe 10-15 or so. So now we can go after the planned activities and go after more processes in the industrial company than the aftermarket process where we reside today. And those new processes are, if we start from the beginning, it will be prototyping, it will be supply, it will be production, and it will be quality. So it opens up a new possibility for us, not only with existing customers but also with new customers.
And like you mentioned before, we also have or will soon have in place an integration with Outlook, which is one part of this.
Right. I mean, the typical industrial customer do deploy the Microsoft suite of products, and scheduling those planned activities is typically done through Outlook. Hence, we will also release an Outlook integration pretty soon.
But if we go back to where we started this discussion, you mentioned that the financial result for Q1 were not satisfactory. But if you look forward, do you believe that we as a company will improve our financial results?
Yes, I do. Actually, when I took the job, when I started at XMReality, I pretty soon realized that we need to go for more processes within the current customer base and actually tap into those planned activities, helping the customers to perform training, procedures, inspections, audits, etc., which is a bigger market for us than the aftermarket we are in today. And now we're almost there, 24 months later. So within 1 to 3 months, we will release also the clients for these use cases, which will have a much better capability. So with that, I'm very hopeful. And also there's actually trade shows going on at the moment in parallel here to one in Europe and one in the US where we participate. So the work of actually marketing and selling this new product has already started. So yes, I look positive on the future.
With that said, I think we should wrap this up and say goodbye to you viewers, and thank you for listening in on us.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you for listening in, and see you soon. Bye.
Yes, bye.